My name is George Lasaraga. I'm a good, honest, athletic, and hardworking person. I was born at the Glendora Hospital. When I was younger, my parents moved a lot, going from El Monte to La Puente, but we ended up staying in Baldwin Park. Eventually, my parents separated. Most of the time, I lived with my mom, my stepdad, and my younger brothers, Julian, Jacob, and Nino. I didn't mind that my dad wasn't around as much as I wanted, but I made it to the end of high school, so I guess it wasn't too bad, right? During my 4 years at Baldwin Park High School, I took a class called Forensics my junior year. This class was my favorite class of all time. I liked this class so much that I would be so excited to walk into the door every day. I could never wait to see what we were learning next because the videos we would watch were always so interesting. It would intrigue me so much because it would always make me think, how did this person die? Or how did this person get murdered? Any day out of the week, there would always be a mystery. Now we will be talking about my claim of why people should not be incarcerated for committing nonviolent crimes. Too many people are being wrongfully incarcerated for committing nonviolent crimes, and it is not okay. Prisons are becoming overpopulated, making them release inmates early. If they don't get released, then the money is just simply being wasted. The money should be spent on other necessities like funding future education for students. The first point that I would like to discuss is that prisons all across the United States are becoming overpopulated. The reason for this is because lots of men and women are being wrongfully incarcerated, whether it's because a person was framed or just because a cop was having a bad day. It happens everywhere, all around the world. Judges sentence people every day from anywhere to months all the way to years when they did not do any violent offense to anyone or anything. After these people are sentenced, they are most of the time let out early due to the fact of overcrowding in the prison. So, what is the point of sentencing them if they're just going to be let right out? That's teaching them that the justice system is just a joke. And if you get in trouble, that you won't really have any long term consequences due to the fact that they're just going to let you right out. The second point I would like to discuss is the fact that once inmates are done serving their full time and are released, they are usually not prepared for what lies ahead in the real world. For example, they have to worry about making a decent income, which is pretty hard considering the fact that companies and businesses only see them as ex convicts. It becomes much harder for them to get a job just because of their past, and most of the time, it's even harder just to find a place to stay. The reason for this is because lots of inmates do not have support from family members. They have nowhere to try and get started at making a new life for themselves. Prison is a place where people go to waste their time and have no responsibilities. Prison makes inmates ready for failure because they do not show you any life skills or any life lessons. Inmates mostly just sit around and lay down in their bed and do exercise. There are always going to be people that go against what you think in this world. In this case, some people think that no matter what happens, whether people commit a violent or non-violent crime, they should go to prison. The reason they believe this is because when people break the law, they need to know that their mistakes will cost them. There are going to be consequences and punishments for their actions because that type of behavior will not be tolerated. My entire life, I have always heard that there are two sides to an argument. And even though these people did commit a non-violent crime, they should not just go straight to jail. Jail time should be a last resort. The reason is because once you send these people to jail, it can ruin their life. They are now considered an ex-criminal, and instead of getting rid of them, we are creating more of them. And the purpose of the justice system is to rehabilitate these criminals, not to make their life worse. We need to learn how to cooperate with these ex inmates. We can give them a second chance by offering house probation or just regular probation. If the judge gives them the flexibility to do either of these, it would make their lives a lot easier. Us as a society should not be imprisoning people that have committed nonviolent crimes. The reason is they did not damage or hurt anyone's property or anyone's person during the time of the crime. Therefore, they should be giving some leeway or some options to better themselves. My passion ever since I was a kid is playing sports and competing. I have always been playing sports competitively and I'm always trying to be the best at what I do. I will never stop working hard until I believe that I am the best at what I am doing, whether it's from being the MVP at a certain sport or being the fastest on the team. I always want to be able to say that I am the best or at least one of the top contenders at whatever I'm doing. What's next for me after high school? In the summer, I will hopefully be working with both my uncle and my stepfather in a subcontracting company for Edison. My job would be clearing up electrical lines from trees. In the fall, I will decide whether or not I would like to continue my college career. If I do decide to go to college, I will be going to Citrus College for my bachelor's in administration of justice. The reason is because I would like to become a police officer and possibly a member of a SWAT team sometime in the future. All throughout my life, when I have failed, I have always thought of a famous quote by Michael Jordan. I've failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. Thank you, Baldwin Park High School, and farewell.